Good evening, everybody. Wow, it's been 2 weeks since I did my last weekly analysis. First of all, I want to apologize. I wasn't able to do it the last Sunday. I had a really hectic weekend, and I also didn't have help with my little one, and so I just got caught up. I just wasn't able to do it. Then I said I'm gonna do it on Monday morning. Monday morning was just crazy, and that was it. So today, despite still having a really busy Sunday with the family, I just decided, okay, fine, let me take some time. I just got back home a few minutes ago, and I'm just sitting on my computer, literally just looking at the charts since I think Friday. Yeah, because I did look at the charts on Friday, even if I didn't trade. Yeah. So welcome. If this is your first time to my YouTube channel, thank you for being here. Please like, subscribe, share, do all those nice things. Keep me encouraged to keep posting these videos every single Sunday. And yeah, so what we usually do every week, we just basically look at the different currency pairs. And I just do a very quick analysis of where I think the market is going to be headed. And that's about it. So that's what I'm gonna start doing in a few seconds, guys. Okay, so this is my trading view. This is a trade. This is what I was looking. I don't traditionally trade cross pairs like this, or the less traded pairs. And when I say less traded, I just mean the less popular pairs. I usually just do the major pairs. But since we're here on CHFJPY, because I think I may have given this trade in my signals group last week and it didn't go too well. But here we are now. Just a second, guys. So hopefully you guys have had a good weekend as well and are looking forward to the week. This month of July for me is really something, guys. I have a lot of big goals when it comes to my trading, and I'm just like, give me the next 4 weeks, working on some stuff, and I think I'll be able to share with you guys what's cooking in the Fierce Kitchen, Fierce Street House Kitchen. Yeah, so crucial weeks for me. Yeah, so that's what's up. Yeah, sorry guys, just give me a few seconds. Yeah, so what we are looking at here is, like I said, CHFJPY. And how this is a 30-minute chart. Like I said, we do multiple time frame analysis. So CHFJPY has really been pushing up, since the 25th of March this year. And then it just definitely, it pushed up and pulled back, okay, to a previous level here. You could say this is a key important zone for CHFJPY, because we can see price broke through, retested the previous level, okay, on the 28th of April. I mean, a level that happened on around the 28th of April, 5th of May, and then it bounced off and pushed up. But then on the daily, we can see some rejection topside, okay? I kind of feel like this could be kind of, a fake out that we are pushing lower. I still feel like there's room for us to actually retest this previous level up here. That's what I would be looking at. So I'll just put, that's how I'm seeing it. We could just push up. Yeah, because I'm seeing this is a major rejection. This is a retest based off this rejection, and I feel like we still have some room to push up. But because there was a rejection on Friday, there was NFP news. And if I look at the lower time frame, if I go back to the 30-minute chart, we can see that rejection. Yeah. I mean, it consolidated for a bit. And then there's this level here for me that is a key interest area. Okay. And that's why I feel like we just could continue pushing up. I expect a rejection at this level. If that doesn't happen, we may push lower still, you know, possibly to this level. I'd like to see what happens if it comes to this level. Okay, it may push, it may bounce off again and continue on its way up. As you can see, guys, CHFJPY is has just gradually been pushing up. We had a bullish move up here, consolidated for a bit, you know, a bit of accumulation, pushed up, retested, pushed up, and then there's been a bit of, you know, a sideways kind of movement. And I feel like this sideways movement may just continue, but I feel like we're still headed to the upside. Maybe there's not so much room to the upside, because this is what about, let's say, um, 24 pips, not much. Okay, so we may just bounce. Of course, we can see that this is actually a level of an interesting level. Let me even just write. This is a lower time frame. So we are seeing kind of, you know, pushed up, bounced off this level, you know, and then retested this support level where we are seeing the 124.30 level, and then we pushed down, failed to really break down to drop back to previous level of structure here. So I kind of feel like we still may see some rejection here. I feel like there's a bit of demand, liquidity below here, and then we'll continue to push up. But you know, seeing this rejection happening up here, we may see, because long term we are seeing that it started kind of forming lower highs. So this could just be forming more of a retest, but I'm just generally still bullish on CHFJPY. So on that note, let me look at another JPY pair. Okay. So I'll take GBPJPY, which is also one of the most popularly traded GBP pairs. And we can see, okay, this is basically my drawings from last week. A lot of manipulation happening here. This was on, I believe, on Friday or Thursday. But we can see that even after that manipulation happened, GJ just respected my structure. It failed to break to the upside because my anticipation was it was going to break to the upside. I think it only managed to move, let's see how many pips, about 24 pips, and then it began its descent. So there's still room for GBPJPY to push lower. Okay. We may see it push lower. Okay. Here, or even lower, you know. But unless it breaks this 153.1.99 level to the downside, I think they still, you know, we still could see some movement up. Let me just delete these drawings here. So the option is that there are two things that can happen. GBPJPY breaks structure, okay, and retests previous levels of support and resistance, okay. Previous, you know, just breaking this whole zone here and dropping to the 152 area, okay, which is what, about 100 pip move, thereabouts, 120 pip move. So this for me is a potential retest level, okay. But if it doesn't, because it's really been fairly holding up on this trend line, okay, it's been fairly holding up, we may just see it continue pushing lower, but then see an eventual break to the upside. So right now, like, you know, if I look at it from a retail perspective, it's a symmetrical triangle. But if I look at it from an institutional perspective, I'm just looking at this and saying we will push lower, okay, grab some liquidity here, because you can see a lot of demand, supply here, and then push to the upside. So that's GJ. I'm bullish on GJ. Longer term, let me see the daily. And even on the daily, we can see a fair rejection, okay? But like I said, this could go 50-50 the way it's looking. But, right now, still bullish on, we could range in this level here, just range sideways. We may just be in a ranging market. So we can see a bit of certainty on the daily, like it's not really a clear direction who's in control. But in my opinion, we are still generally bullish, okay, on GJ. But we may see price open when the markets open up later this evening. We may see the price pushing lower first, grabbing some liquidity at these levels, and then pushing to the upside. Okay, that's really what I'm seeing. Then when you look at GBPUSD, which is another popularly traded pair, one of my favorite pairs to trade actually. GU for me is now sitting at a very interesting level here on the daily. Okay, this is a really interesting level. I'm seeing GU pushing to the upside. As you can see, this was my leaning last week. I'm still bullish as well on GU. We are seeing what this is about, what, 168 pips possibly. I mean, we can grab 100 pips easy on GU, okay? But let me look at the lower time frame. Yeah, and this trade actually played out. Like you can see, I had anticipated it to push lower. I didn't think it would break the structure here, but it did. This was possibly a fake out, faking us out to the downside, grabbing liquidity at the bottom here, and now just pushing to the upside. Yes, we can see there was a bit of rejection on Friday when it pushed up. This is a 4-hour chart. There was a bit of a rejection top side. If I maybe look at the lower time frame, probably the rejection looks much more clearer. But if you look at this level here that I had placed earlier, despite it not moving as I'd planned, let's say on Friday, I didn't trade on Friday though. Or actually it was Friday. I think Friday was Friday was Thursday. This was on Thursday. It's still pushed up, and we literally about 41 pips, 43 pips into this setup here. So there was a major rejection here, and I feel like we're still, there's still room to push up. Like we could just push up all the way, let's say bounce off and just, yeah, 100 plus pips, 122 pips possibly. Yeah. So yes, I'm bullish on GU as well. Okay, so let me look at EURUSD. Okay, I keep on saying one of the most popular, but EU is actually very, I mean, I think it's top when it comes to the popularly traded pairs. And yes, so EURUSD broke structure here. It was in a distribution phase up here, then it just dropped. And I feel like now we're kind of in an accumulation zone. We retested a previous level of support and resistance, which was a very, which is a previous accumulation zone, a previous demand zone, very key here. It retested this level, kind of faked people out here and then pushed up, okay? But this was a premature move to the upside, in my opinion. It dropped, and right now, we are back at this level. So this is a very strong zone, okay? This is a very strong zone. My opinion at this point in time is that we just, my bias is still bullish. I want us to see us pushing up, but for that up movement to be confirmed, I'd love to see a break, like a break past the 1.18771 level, to confirm a nice strong bullish trend, because this to me is a retest, and it's retesting this previous level of structure, which is a very key zone. And I feel like we're just gonna bounce off. We may even push slightly lower maybe and bounce off and push to the upside. But Again, we just have to wait for market open. But if you look at this level here, this is an important level of structure that can't easily be ignored. So EU still bullish, okay, unless it breaks this zone. If it keeps on forming lower highs like it's been doing, like it just keeps on dropping, once it breaks past this level, 1.18388 level, then we are going to see a massive drop to the downside. But right now, all I'm seeing is like we are in a larger accumulation phase, okay? And there's institutional money at play here, so I believe we're gonna push up, okay? We're gonna push up. That's my take right now. It's about 130 pips. But guys, this is a market. The market does what it's doing. Whether it starts the move on London session tomorrow or New York session tomorrow, we don't know, but we'd have to wait and see. But I am heavily bullish on Euro USD. So that being said, let me look at EURJPY. EURJPY is looking bearish, but let me go to the bigger time frame. And guys, don't mind, these are my drawings from last week, so my chart may look a bit messy. So what we are seeing here is very interesting. It's like EURJPY faked us on this daily chart, lying to us that it was breaking to the upside, but we can see that we're at a very strong level of structure. It failed to break through and then dropped, okay, and simply has respected this trend line here. So this is actually almost like a bearish engulfing candle, but it's resting on a strong support level. If I go in the lower time frame, I'll be able to see that. And so let me just look at the 4-hour. Yeah, so 4-hour shows a very strong bearish move. So I'm actually thinking that EURJPY will just drop, okay, downwards. But because it's at this level of structure here, okay, previous level of structure here, which I had zoned that out as an important level, okay, I feel like we could just be retesting and continuing on the upside. However, I'd like to see, like, if it breaks through, once this retest happens, that's the only time I'm going to enter into a sell. I wouldn't just jump into a sell right now, because there's a possibility that we could get a fake out and we could just continue topside, moving upwards. So I would want to see a retest of structure at 131.574 and then a drop, and the next level to target would be 130.970. But let me look at the lower time frame, which is usually way better for entries, and we can see it's a bit better. As you can see, huge fake out happening here, but I still feel this fake out here created an imbalance in the market. This happened on Friday. Okay, so some people, may have been caught out in that fake out. So we are back at structure here. Okay, my view right now, when I look at on the 30 minutes, is we are bullish. But the way this bearish candle has formed, we have consecutive bearish candles, so showing very, very strong momentum to the downside. I would want to wait and see when this momentum ends, and then now consider an entry. But just know that we're in a very strong level of structure. We could break, retest, and continue to the downside. If we break the 131.574, chances of dropping to the next level, key level 130, level here 9.970, are very, very high. So I want to look at gold. You guys know me and gold is just one of those pairs that me so excited, even when gold fakes you out. I was trying to explain to some guys last week. This was on Thursday. This happened on Thursday. I do this on Thursday, and was just trying to explain to people gold was bullish. Okay, so let's just look at this from this here. Okay, so my take on gold was that we were bullish. So I was expecting it to break structure. Okay, but the thing is, one thing I want you guys to also know is that when gold gets to its weekly structure, whether it does that on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, and when I weekly structure, if I look at the weekly time frame, I'm seeing gold actually did get, I zoned it out and it's at its weekly structure. Okay. So when it gets on the weekly structure, whenever it happens, just avoid trading gold because there's a lot of manipulation, and you can see manipulation in this bearish candle. Okay. And then and just to confirm that, when I look at the daily, yeah, it was at weekly structure because remember I've zoned this out on the weekly, right? Okay, I've zoned it out. And when I go on the daily, my drawings are still showing, and we can see gold is bullish, but it's on the weekly structure. So you want to avoid trading it at this particular point in time. It is bullish. Those are massive, massive momentum to the downside on the daily. And then it began to consolidate, kind of retested, failed to break the upside. So the strength is still down. Okay. But I don't like to trade it at this level. And you can see what happened on 30 minutes much more clearly. There was a lot of whipsaw effect. So we got caught out. I put my stops very close. I forgot my rule of not trading on the weekly streak. I totally forgot about that. And I got caught out on gold. Thankfully, we have stop loss. So yay, it's fine. But even if I didn't have stop loss, it did eventually go my direction. But the thing about trading without a stop loss is the emotional side of it. Like, I don't know what my reaction would have been when I saw gold do this if I didn't have stop loss. So let me just show you guys what happened. So you can see, so we are planning to buy this baby, right? So gold does what? It triggers my trade. Okay, we can see some bit of manipulation. We are on the supply zone here. We can see their sellers top side. Okay, so, and this is a previous high, so it's retesting. This here is a key level, okay, a key zone. So let me just shut it out so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so it's retested once, it's come retested, and this was a premature entry. Okay, but this is also what happened. Okay, then it stopped me out. Thankfully I had stop loss. Okay, and then look at what happened. So if I didn't have stop loss, I would have been how many pips in the red? I'd be 70 pips in red. Okay, fine. This was an but the psychology in that space is what I don't like. I'd rather be stopped out and then I look at the market again afresh, see where I had gotten wrong. So I realized, oh my God, this thing is at its weekly structure. We are seeing all this is the weekly structure. Okay, this is from the weekly, this marking here is from the weekly time frame. So you can see the manipulation in the market. Okay. And then eventually it pushed up. Okay. So my call was correct, but if you look at it, yeah, even if you're trading with stop loss again, you're still being caught out. Manipulation, fake outs, first fake out, second fake out. But if I look at it from a different strategy, we're looking at gold pushing up and then forming a high up here. Forming a high up here, breaking through, coming back into the zone, this zone here. And the only way I'd consider taking a sell here is if I see this trade breaking, this dropping below, let's say, hold on guys. The only way is if I see it closing with a nice bearish candle below this area. Okay, that's the only way I'd be like, okay, this thing is now dropping. Okay, and probably dropping to retest this zone, bounce off this zone, and then possibly continue. But it didn't do that, right? And I only noticed that way later. So right now it then pushed up, I believe, but this is the mess you would be in. So you can see it retested this level, as I just said right now, and now bouncing off that level. So all this mess here, this is total mess, guys, like total, this, this, this here. I don't want to get caught up trading this thing here, and I got caught out trading this. So you want to always, all the time when gold is at its weekly structure, wait for the messiness to end, and then you can then enter the trade. So gold has retested that previous level, key level, okay, is now pushing up, and only if it breaks through here and retest would I take a buy, okay, to confirm the uptrend. Because generally right now, if you look at it, okay, gold has not broken through this level since the 29th of April. So this is a level, strong level of structure. Let me just keep, actually since the 15th of April. So it's been in this zone for like 2 months, 3 months, okay? So chances of it breaking right now, maybe not so much. So what I was waiting for is for it to break structure up here, retest, and then continue. So did that happen? Let's see, I believe it did. Okay, so, but we are still seeing games, what are these games here happening? I'm like, what is this? What is this? You don't want to trade this kind of a setup. But this would have been a very good entry. Like this retest of this zone, it's just that I wasn't trading on Friday, but I saw it and I was like, dang, that's a really good setup. We'd have gotten a clean 89 pips with no stress, no drawdown, no nothing. Obviously, I teach about this in my advanced class, about how to just have sniper entries where your stop losses are tight and you're in nice, clean blues. So right now, what we are seeing is gold just continuing to push higher, okay? It retested this level, bounced up, it's just pushing up. So we want to see, will it break through? And we are seeing the volume in the market reducing slowly. We are now back at structure, back on the weekly structure. Will we break out? Like I said, the only time I'm getting into a buy onto this trade is if we push up, retest, and continue to the upside. So right now, let me just speed it up a bit. We are still seeing higher. So you can see the breakout. So I wouldn't get into this breakout. I would want to see the retest. The only time, so guys, if you're going to get into a buy next week, please get into it when gold is retesting. That would be the best. That would be sweet. Okay, so gold actually retested. Now we are seeing some more manipulation, but possibly to force the retest, right? So this would, this would have been a nice entry because it tested this level. So just goes to prove that what I'm actually trying to show you is correct. So let's see now where gold is so that we can kind of determine. It's actually pushed completely to this level, then 1797, almost did, still retesting this level. So kind of like respected structure here, didn't really break past this level, 1794. So that's where we are at. So it's very possible we may push lower again, okay? We may push lower, retest, and then push up. So still bullish on gold, but I feel like I'd wait to see how the market opens, and especially the London session tomorrow. I want to see what happens to gold. Yeah, so that's my take. Bullish on gold still, okay? Bullish on gold still. I feel like we are in an accumulation phase right now, and we may break structure. We may break structure and then just push all the way to the top for gold. So guys, it's 8:23. I don't know what time I started, and I don't want to take too much time. I'll just look at one more, one of my favorite as well, US30. Again, these are drawings from last week. US30 paid us. nice last week, as you guys can. We ate pretty well, pretty well. So you know, the US 30 is approaching this previous level of structure where it was in June 7. You know, but I feel like maybe we'll begin the markets maybe by pushing lower, right? Pushing lower, retesting these previous levels, maybe bouncing off that, maybe a bit of consolidation before we continue to the upside. But I'm bearish on market open, but we are still long-term looking at continuation to the upside. I just wanted to get to the 34,864 level, possibly. And then, but let me look at the daily. Let me look at the daily. So the daily, yeah, you can see we are pretty much bullish. So I want to see what happens. This is, you know, because there's an interesting zone up here that may be filled this week. But because of this rejection here on Friday's candle, we may push lower first, retest previous levels of support down here, 34,247, before we possibly push to the upside or even lower. Yeah. But let's see. Very hard to tell right now with US 30, but generally I'm bullish on US 30, but I'd like to see it pushing down. So I think, guys, that's it for today. I don't want to keep this too. So generally for me, the markets are looking bullish. If you guys have noticed, I've just been saying bullish. I think the key is just knowing when to get into the market. We may see on lower time frames, obviously, counter trends, potential entries available for you to take. But I feel like the market this week is going to be bullish. That's what I'm thinking. We are seeing the dollar index. The way it closed here is very interesting. There's a bearish candle. It may push lower and just try and retest previous levels of structure here. You know, so I'm bearish on the dollar index. Okay. On a general perspective, and that basically means that any USD pairs generally will be bullish this week. That's my take. So guys, I hope you found value. I really do hope you found some value. Thank you for tuning in as always. Please just do me a solid, click on the subscription button. Help me to just get more views, more people to see my content, more people to gain value from my content, because guys, I'm really passionate about just helping people in this industry. So do me that solid and see you next week. Have a fantastic trading week ahead.